Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Rama Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Rama Ramo, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo. Jayo Panchatattva, 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 Jayo Panchatattva, Jayo. Nisimhadev, 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 Jayo Jai Nisimhadev. Nisimhadev, Nisimhadev, Nisimhadev. Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jayo. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Shri Radha Madhavasta Sakis ki jai, Panchatattva ki jai, Shri Nisimhadev Bhagavana ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashotara Shota Shishimad, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashotara Shota Shishimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prem Se Kakoshi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhana ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Mathura Dham ki jai. Navavid Dham ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai ki jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki jai. Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Brihad Mridanga ki jai. Samaveta Bhaktavrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 10, chapter 6, verse number 32. Nunam Batashi Sanjato Yogesho Vam samasham sah saeva drishtom hi utpatom yan anakandundubi nunam batashik sanjato nunam batashik sanjato yogeshova samashasha yogeshova samashasha saiva drishto hi utpato saiva drishto hi utpato yad ananta dundubi ya ananta kandundubi nunam batashik sanjato yogeshova samashasha saiva drishto hi utpato yad anankanandundubi yad ahanakandundubi nanam batarishanjato yogeshova samashasha saiva drishto hi utpato yadananta kadundubi nunam batashi sanjato saiva drishto hi utpato yadanana kandudubi Geshava samashasha saiva drishto hi utpato yadanana kandudubi numam batashi sanjato yogeshova samashasha Yananam kandundubi Matajas Sin sanjato Keshava samashasha Saiva drishto hi utpato Yadanaka dundubi Matashi sanjato Yogeshava samashasha Saiva drishto hi utpato Yanam kandundubi Nunam certainly but all my friends Rishi a great saintly person Sanjata he has become Yogaisha a master of mystic powers Va or Samasa he has become Sah he or Vasudev Sah that Eva indeed Trishta has been seen by us he because Utpata kind of disturbance Yat that which Aha predicted Anankadundupi Anakadundubi Anakadundubi This is another name of Vasudeva. Translation by His Divine Grace, Ex-Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada and purport. In translation, Nanda Maharaj and the other Gopas exclaim, "My dear friends, you must know that Anakadundubi, or Vasudeva, has become a great saint or a master of mystic power. Otherwise, how could he have foreseen this calamity and predicted it to us?" Purport. This verse illustrates the difference between ksatriyas and innocent vaishyas. By studying the political situation, Vasudeva could see what would happen, whereas Nanda Maharaj, the king of agriculturalists, could only guess that Vasudeva was a great saintly person and had developed mystic powers. Vasudeva actually had all mystic powers under his control. Otherwise, he could not have become the father of Krishna. But in fact, the foresaw the calamities in Raja by studying Kamsa's political activities and thus warned Nanda Maharaj to take precautions, although Nanda Maharaj thought that Vasudeva had predicted this incident through wonderful mystic powers. By mystic powers gained through the practice of Hatha Yoga, one can study and understand the future. One more time verse, translation. Nanda Maharaj and the other Gopas exclaimed, "My dear friends, you must know that Anakadundubi, or Vasudeva, has become a great saint or a master of mystic powers. Otherwise, how could he have foreseen this calamity and predicted it to us?" Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashta Bhutale Shimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Name Namacharya Namaste Saraswati Deva Goranam Gachani Vishesha Shinivadi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashta Bhutale Shimate Jai Pataka Swami Name Namacharya Padani Nitai Padani Gorakata Hare Krishna. Thank you. It's good that we have a big number of devotees because we can feel more warm. It's getting a little bit cold here, right? So it's nice. Thank you very much for coming today. So today we will go into synopsis on what's happened actually in this chapter number 6 until now, and then after that we will touch one very interesting topic which very often I hear also devotees discussing about, and also it's very interesting for us who are in Mayapur, who comes or stay in Mayapur, to think and know about that, and that's Varnashama Dharma. So first of all, that's the moment when actually Nanda Maharaj came back with another Gopas. They've been to pay tax to Kamsa. Right? They were paying every year tax because Kamsa was the great ruler of the whole area, and he was controlling everything. And when he was going to meet Kamsa after paying the tax, the Vasudeva came to see him, and they had a great exchange in between them in the previous chapter, in chapter number 5. And the Vasudeva told actually Nanda Maharaj that when he's coming back, he should go back soon as possible, because probably many disturbances will come. So it will be much easier that he can protect all habitats of Vrindavan if he is personally there. And actually Nanda Maharaj, he followed that advice of Vasudeva, and he came back. As soon as he finished conversation basically with Vasudeva, Nanda Maharaj, he packed and they came back with bullock carts. And when they came back in Vrindavan, basically the whole lila with Putana was already finished, was already done, and Putana was dead. One part was not finished, that big body of that Rakshasa Putana was still lying down, and they have to deal with it. So that you will find out in the future few verses. But the point is that they came in the right moment, because the gopis, they just clean Krishna again. They wanted to protect him, so they were using the cow urine and the cow dung, putting on 12 different spacious places, and in the meantime, the Putan also got a great benefit, because Krishna didn't suck out of her breast the poison, the whole poison that she has in the body, but he sucked also her life force. And, she got a huge benefit and great next birth. I mean, she got delivered, not just a birth, but she got delivered back to the transcendental planets. So the point is that Nanda Maharaj, he's just, Srila Prabhupada explains, he's the king of agriculturalists, those who are doing agriculture. So we should not miss him for some big king, kshatriya, or something like that. He was the king of the village. He was protecting another villagers. They were having a large amount of land, and they were using that land. And he was there basically to provide that everything is going smooth in that village of Vrindavan. And he was very dedicated to that service, and he was very close, but in the same time, he was not part of any political milieu of that time. Basically, he didn't know much really what is going on, like Vasudev knew. Vasudev was right in the center there, and he was even, now became a relative of Kamsa, so he knew very well what is happening. And when Vasudev said, okay, you need to expect the big disturbance, it's coming, they were thinking, wow, after they saw that actually disturbance already came, even before they came back to the village, they were thinking, ooh, Vasudev, it looks like that he developed the big mystical powers. So Srila Prabhupada explained actually that, of course, Vasudev was in possession of many powers, because it's not that simple to become father of Krishna. I mean, you need to be special and different to get that honor, to become father of Supreme Personality of Godhead. But at the same time, Vasudev understood that many big demons and Rakshasas, they will know that Krishna escaped actually, that he's somewhere, they will find him soon, and then disturbance will start. But one after another, Kamsa will send different demons to try to kill Krishna. And he knew also that in front of Nanda Maharaj is a very big task, and his all villagers surrounding Krishna at that moment to protect Supreme Personality of Godhead, who's supposed to bring the big change, not just to their village, but actually to the whole world, just by getting birth there. So this is the moment where we are. Then there are further explanations will happen in few further verses. But one very interesting thing I want to touch today and prepare mostly in that direction is that Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the verse, in the purport of the verse, he mentioned about innocent vaishyas and ksatriyas also who are giving them advice and who are basically protecting on some way, on many ways, not just some way. And that was very interesting for me. What is connection between us, like devotees in ISKCON, and what Srila Prabhupada mentioned about Varnashama Dharma and about the Varnasham system, and how we should see, which kind of eyes we need to have towards this subject, towards this topic. I heard many different conversations, even we discussed here in Mayapur also, because many devotees are coming. So it was very interesting to make that research, which I would like to share with you today. So the Vedas, they describe how most intelligent way is actually to organize society is to divide it on 4 different divisions. And those divisions should be made according to the quality and working capacity of devotees. So those are 2 parameters that we have to use, quality and working capacity of devotees. And it's very scientific system, and actually it's going in category of Sanatan, means in the history, if you follow, you cannot find out when actually begin. It was there from time immemorial. It's internal system. So there are 4 different Varnas, right? We have brahmanas, ksatriyas, vaishyas, and sudras. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned several places, one very important point, that those 4 categories doesn't have to do anything much with spirituality. If we said somebody is kshatriya, then we said, wow, such a great spiritual person. No, those divisions are mostly there to organize one society, material society, better. For better organization of society, so that eventually people who are following up, they have a greater chance to dedicate their life to spirituality and one day to become pure. So it's a matter of organization of society. Now, brahmanas in society we know as intelligent class. They are mostly interested into spiritual topics, into philosophy. They're very wise. They're the ones that we have to ask for advice. And they're the ones who actually bring that spiritual, transcendental energy into one society. They don't have some big affiliations towards administration, towards management, towards other subjects, other topics around. They're there to bring a purity. Then ksatriyas we have. There is a class who is actually more interested into administrational job. And they also, their job is to rule others. Their job is to bring order in society and to protect society from bad outside influences. Then we have vaishyas. According to Srila Prabhupada, vaishyas, they are interested in economic development. They are interested in the business, industry, and money making. And in some of previous books, I found that actually because there was no, mobile phones and computers and big trade between continents, there was very simple societies in ancient times. So vaishyas was there to make a wood. So their main job is to produce the food and to protect the cows and to take care about cows and to bring everything what is necessary for one society. And then we have last class, which means sudras. They are, according to Vedas, they are those ones who are a little bit less intelligent. They have less material intelligence, and they are there to work for others, to help others, basically, to progress in the life. So this is the qualification according to. Now there are two different ways. We will discuss about that a little bit more later. It's very interesting. Two different ways how you can determine who is who. Because I'm hearing many times devotees, okay, even you watch yourself in the mirror, I'm thinking, who am I really? This left side of the face is more like Kshatriya, this right, oh, Shudra, no, left side better. What are parameters really? How we can determine that? Actually, can we determine that? Who actually is supposed to really give the judgment about it? And there are two different. One way is through the family line, and that was working for 3 yogas really well. For this yoga is working so, but the point is there is one better way which works in Kali Yuga, and we will touch that upon. Now, the brahmanas if we look one society as a human body, the brahmanas are those, most of you know that. The brahmanas, they represent head. Then the kshatriyas, they represent hands. The vaishyas, they represent belly. Yes? And the shudras, legs. So the point is that Srila Prabhupada few times mentioned when he was in America in the early days that actually our modern society, not just in America, everywhere, they lost head and hands. There are hardly few qualified vaishyas around the world at the moment, and mostly shudras. And a lot of mlechas yavanas, which is even lower than shudras. So the point is that our societies were led by unqualified people. And that he mentioned several times that our job in Krishna consciousness is actually to put back those societies in the proper line. That means to bring those mixed groups of brahmanas and kshatriya. I mean, we are trying to become brahmanas, so back into where it belongs, and to help societies to grow in the proper way. In other words, to bring spirituality back into first place, into place number one of importance list of one society. Because mostly those modern societies, they don't think much about spirituality, about God, about religion. They think about many other things. They think mostly about money, about wars, about creating crisis, solving the crisis. This is the best way to keep yourself into long position into political high level. So this kind of situation is not really helpful. Is not healthy for all habitats of different societies. And devotees are there to try to help they asked Srila Prabhupada how long our society will last, how long Krishna consciousness will be around, our movement. He said around 10,000 years. And also he mentioned that within those 10,000 years there will be disturbances. But if we are serious enough in our attempt, we're going to be stronger than those impurities. And with help of the Lord, we can overcome that and really bring what we're supposed to bring to this world. Now, Prithu Maharaj, he said one time, Gurmai Swa Karnabi, and that phrase was emphasized in Bhagavad Gita, that there are four castes, right? Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. And those castes are actually created originally by Supreme Personality of Godhead, according to material modes of nature, basically, which have influence on us, and particular duties discharged in those modes. Now, it's to be able to start recognizing those four castes is very important to know qualifications. So the qualities of different levels, right? The brahmanas, for example, the qualities of brahmana is that he's speaking the truth always. The brahmana is controlling his senses. The brahmana is always remaining clean, always. Doesn't matter what. Then brahmana always practicing tolerance. That means brahmana is always tolerant. Brahmana always has the full, complete knowledge about self-identity. Means who is he and who are everyone around him. And Brahmana, what is most important, he understands devotional service. So, my dear devotees, if you have those qualities, you're Brahmana. Congratulations. It's very high level. It's quite high level. Of course, again, we are living in the yuga which is not really auspicious, but what is very auspicious is actually there is a holy name around, and holy name can bring miracles. So basically, those who are trying to develop those modes, and we all should try. Srila Prabhupada said we all should try to become brahmanas. That means that we have to think about it again and again, and try to implement those qualities in our life. Then we have kshatriyas. The kshatriyas, they have different sets of qualities. The kshatriyas, they first of all, they give protection to the citizens. That's number one. A very interesting number two is that kshatriyas, they give all possessions in charity. Kshatriyas, they don't keep everything for themselves. Whatever they have of possessions, they're giving in charity, one by one. And on the end also, they determine to renounce. And then number three is that when they do management of state affairs, when they lead one society, they follow strict Vedic rules. That means Kshatriyas are also well skilled in Vedic knowledge. They have a big big amount of Vedic knowledge inside to be able to make the proper decisions, and when they are not sure, then they are advising with brahmanas when they rule the state. So it's not enough just to have a strong muscles and then, okay, you're Kshatriya, or you know how to play with sword, nice. You're born Kshatriya. No, Kshatriya means much more than that. Trained Kshatriya, proper Kshatriya, the Kshatriya who will bring peace in society and prosperity, is the one who actually has a lot of Vedic knowledge, gain. Then we have vaishyas. Vaishyas, they suppose, as I said previously, vaishyas are supposed to be engaged in the food production or different exchanges, right? Different like goods exchange, or in the modern times, money goods exchange as well. And one of the main services of vaishyas is protection of the cows. And also, when there is extra agricultural products, that's why Srila Prabhupada, he put a lot of emphasis on agriculture. Because, trading some other elements, some other things is not that auspicious like trading with agricultural stuff. That's why we need to be a little bit more concerned how we are using land, and also what we are using with the goods that we produce and how we produce those goods. It's very important that devotees produce a food. So those are qualifications of vaishyas. This is what is duty of one who would like to call himself a vaishya, or who has that qualities. One of the most important thing, of course, is protection of the cows. So that means when we have one village in the place or one city in the place, it's not that brahmanas are taking care about cows. It's not that brahmanas has to go to do agriculture. Those are, of course, we can all have brahman initiation. We are all Vaishnavas. But the point is that vaishyas, the one who has a little bit more vaishya inclination, are the one who will take care about all those segments. And then we have sudras. Sudras supposed to be engaged as workers, and they're supposed to be servants. They should serve the higher levels of society, all three higher levels of society. They're supposed to be the one assisting. It's nothing wrong in being Shudra. Anybody who is Shudra, he can also go back into spiritual world. This is just material qualification. For some people, it's even better, because it's more simple. You just have to serve, you just have to be there. You have to choose the right people to serve, and you have a good chance to become renounced and to go back to the Godhead. So, all four different classes in one society, their main service is actually they should satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whatever we do, however we do, we should try our best to satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. When we do something we call thinking, when we engage our mind, it should be focused in satisfying Krishna. When we engage in some automatic work, again, we need to, our main goal, our main achievement should be to satisfy the Lord. And this is equal for all four classes. Now, in the modern society, Srila Prabhupada mentioned even one time that I should not speak so much about this, because some leaders of the world or some people will become offended about my words. But in the modern societies, there is something what we call Varna Shankara. And Varna Shankara are those who are born from, how they call it, undesirable fathers and mothers. That means born of fathers and mothers who didn't bring them any benefits in the life, or not much benefits. And many of us also are coming from these kind of families. That doesn't mean that our fathers and mothers are not good personalities or anything. They just cover with ignorance. So that's something that gradually, generation to generation, devotees has to change. So basically, when we are parents to our children, we need to learn how to be desirable fathers and mothers. From when they are little, since they are little, to engage them in proper devotional service, to make the proper mindset, to help them to develop the proper mindset, and ultimately, that their main goal of life should be to satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead and to go back to Krishna. Now, regarding which class should protect or should think about which ashrams, let's connect those two. Now we have 4 Varnas, 4 Ashrams. Ashrams, you all know which they are, right? There is the brahmacharya ashram, grihastha ashram, vanaprastha, and sannyas ashram. And also between sannyas, today we will discuss, there is only one kind of sannyas. So we need to clarify it also, because many times I'm hearing different explanations, different things, so we will clarify that point a little bit further. What Srila Prabhupada said about sannyas. Now, regarding Varnas and Ashrams, those who are brahmanas, they need to take care about all 4 ashrams. They need to think about grihastas, about brahmacharis, they need to think about vanaprasthas, they need to think about sannyasis. Then we have further down, we have ksatriyas. They don't have to think much about sannyasis. Brahmanas are there to interact and to think about that. They think about 3 ashrams. This is grihastha, brahmachari, and vanaprasthas. Then further down go those who are vaishyas. They should think and they should serve 2 ashrams basically. This is brahmachari and grihastha ashram. And those who are shudras, they just put their mind to maintain properly grihastha ashram. That's the last connection. And this is correlation between those two. Now, in the Vedic civilization, according to Srila Prabhupada, is supposed to be very simple. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned that a few times. One time in Los Angeles, for example, they asked him, Srila Prabhupada, what is the Vedic civilization? And he said, Vedic civilization is a very simple thing. somebody is born, then if it's man, he's becoming a brahmachari. Then after that, he get married, he beget the children. Then after that, in the later stage of his life, he became vanaprastha. He lived at home, ultimately looked for Krishna and became pure and go back to the spiritual world. So everything sounds very simple, but it's not that simple in the life. We make things more complicated, but this is the path. This is path of one soul. This is the path of one human being, born in this civilization. Now, Srila Prabhupada said, I just mentioned that Srila Prabhupada was sometime very, very much concerned how he should present things so that nobody get offended. And one time he said, if I speak so frankly, people will be very angry. But basically their leaders are all fourth class. First class men are great devotees of the Lord, who can guide the administrators and the citizens through their words and practical example. Second class men are administrative, military men, who look after the smooth running of the government and the safety of the citizens. And the third class men are farmers who grow crops and protect the cows. But today, who is protecting the cows? That is the third class man's business. So therefore, everyone is fourth class or lower. People are living just like animals without regulative spiritual principles, and from amongst themselves they are electing the biggest animals. Anyone can do whatever he likes, no regulative principles at all. So this is one time when Srila Prabhupada was a little bit more strong about that. We all know that he could be even much stronger. The Dabbakiza was very careful because each and every word was measured, and he also wanted to meet all leaders of the world and to introduce them Krishna consciousness is something which can help their society so much. Now, we are going back to that interesting question, actually, who is the one who can recognize in different characters who is who, actually, and who belongs to which class. Srila Prabhupada gave one time an explanation where he was asked the same question, and he said there are two ways, either family line or Acharya will pick that up. Those are exactly words of Srila Prabhupada. Acharya is the one who will pick up. They are meant for becoming brahmanas, or they are meant for ksatriyas, etc., etc. So, first of all, the brahmanas are one who is qualified as a brahmana. He has to observe all four ashramas, and the other ones, as we discussed the last one is Shudra. They have to observe only one. But now we are going back on that top ashram into sannyasa ashram. So the only who can become sannyasa are brahmanas. And Srila Prabhupada pointed out several times that those who develop brahmana, different qualifications of brahmanas, they can become sannyas, no others. Sometime Srila Prabhupada got brothers, they were complaining that Srila Prabhupada is giving sannyas to different mlechas and yavanas, and those who are not really qualified to become sannyasis. But then Srila Prabhupada one time when he was asked, and it was very intense discussion just night before that, Srila Prabhupada during class, he gave a very clear explanation what he was doing and why he was doing, how he was doing things in that time when he was giving sannyas to different devotees abroad, international devotees. Srila Prabhupada said, offering sannyas to the mlechas and yavanas as they complain. Some of my God brothers, they criticize like that I'm offering sannyas to mlechas and yavanas. This is wrong idea. This is naraki buddhi. Actually, a Vaishnava is above this Varnashama Dharma, but we don't claim that we have become perfect Vaishnava. We are not so impudent. We want to remain under Vaishnava, under the Vaishnava. Otherwise, Vaishnava means, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will find that Vaishnava is Paramahamsa. Vaishnava has no saffron cloth. Vaishnava is white cloth because Vaishnava is Paramahamsa, above that. But we don't claim the position of Vaishnava. We want to remain servant of Vaishnavas. Therefore, sannyas order is below the position of Vaishnava. Sannyas order means still in the material classification. So the point is that whoever wants to call himself a Vaishnava, this is one very, very high level, very high position. Vaishnavas, according to Srila Prabhupada, are those who are Paramahamsas. And Paramahamsa is somebody who is already a very, very big level of purity. And we are all just trying to serve Vaishnavas, and we are also trying to become, by Krishna's mercy, maybe one day in this life or some other life, Vaishnava. But our position is actually servants of the Vaishnavas. Dasa, Anudasa. Again and again, the same lesson is coming. So, the point is that they are different. When we mention also sannyas, just the other day, that's why I choose to talk a little bit about that. I heard that few devotees, they were standing and they were discussing, okay, this sannyas, this, that sannyas, that, and what is sannyas really? And how sannyas should live. No, he should just go from door to door and he should not stay in one place more than 3 days and everything else. We need to clarify at one point. It's not that simple. You cannot just put that formulation into one passage. It's not that simple at all. First of all, Srila Prabhupada explained there are 4 different kinds of sannyasis. Not just one. 4 different kinds of sannyasis. First kind of sannyasi, when somebody just takes sannyas, the name is Kutichaka sannyasi. That sannyasi is, he is not going to beg door to door. The first usually sannyasis were actually those who are in renounced life and they live in the villages. So they go outside the village, they build a small cottage, and they still receive food from the home. Somebody's cooking, somebody's bringing them food. They're already very renounced. They already chant verses and everything else, but they still receive food from the home. And this is the first stage. This is basically preparation for the further stages of sannyas. Second stage of sannyas is bahudaka sannyasi. Those are sannyasis who are begging door to door. Those are sannyasis in the latest stage. He refused to receive food from his previous home. He's going door to door begging for food, and he start preaching a little bit here and there, right? And listening also, hearing, about different stories from the grihastas and everything like that. So the third one is when sannyas became a preacher. That's the third category of sannyas, the third level of sannyas. And this is what we call parivrajakacarya sannyasi. This is sannyas preacher. In that stage, sannyas doesn't just go door to door and sleeps on a tree. No, he's going state to state, country to country. He's preaching to different groups of people, and he's developing himself as a big preacher, and he's helping in that way. Right? So he can go between continents. That's why we mention many times that name Parivrajakacarya. That's actually a sannyas preacher. And then the next level, the last level, is what we call Paramahamsa. Right? We just mentioned that Paramahamsa means Vaishnava. Paramahamsa is the sannyasi which finally, in his late stage of life, stays in one place. And everybody's coming to him. He's giving class, he's giving different... and he's already renounced. He's already completely on different platform of the life, and he has one residence, and probably he leaves the planet on that place, and he has a samadhi and everything. So those are 4 different levels of sannyas. So we cannot put all sannyasis into just one category and just said, look, that person should do this or that, without proper understanding what does it mean sannyas and which different levels of sannyas we have. Now, there is interesting story about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. One time, those who are from India, they heard about him, Subhash Chandra Bose. You know about him, yeah? He was a very big politician in that time, and actually, he was complaining very much that at that time it was Gaudiya Math, right? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was a very big preacher, he has many disciples, and he was collecting more and more Bengali disciples in that time, and he, Subhash Bose was a little bit concerned about that, so he had chance one time, and he met in Calcutta Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he said, look, Actually, you're taking so many people with you, and they don't become so much interested about nationality anymore. What you're doing, they should fight. They should help us to build this nation. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he could tell him so many other things, and he could, but he was very careful, and he was very nice and very humble, and he said, "My dear, great Mr. Boss, you already have so many followers. You need strong people with muscles, like big ones. Look, these devotees, they're all so teeny and skinny, and they're just praying whole day. What are you going to do with them? Let them leave them here. Let them here a little bit eat and pray, and you do your job." And Mr. Boss was quite satisfied. He was happy. Okay, so you're not disturbance. You're not going to create new party or something. No. We are just chanting. Then he was okay. He was fine. So some acharya is the one actually who, with his wisdom, intelligence, protects the rest, protects the society, just by talking, without administration, management, or anything else. Now, what does it mean becoming a real Vaishnava? They ask that question many times, different acharyas. What is coming as a common thread in all their answers is actually that Vaishnava should not become should not enter into hypocrisy. Hypocrisy, what is the right English word? Right? Means somebody who is pretending to be something else. We call this process Krishna consciousness, or process of self-realization. To be able to realize ourselves, we need to realize ourselves first. We need to realize who we really are. And to be honest with that, truthful. And to know, okay, this is my initial point. This is where I start my journey. Otherwise, if you're pretending that we are somebody else, we're going to have big problems with that. There are two stories I want to share with you for the end. One story that Srila Prabhupada said, there was a mouse. Many of you know that story, and that mouse, he was very disturbed with some cats was going around him day after day, so he came to one great sage in the forest. He said, "Please, you need to help me. I have a big problem." He said, "Which problem you have?" He said, there are those cats, and they're bringing so much disturbance to me, and I just want peaceful life. Can you please help me? And then the wise man, he asked, "How I can help you?" He said, "Make me a cat." Okay, he said, fine, boom. Mouse became a cat. He went back. Several days later, he's coming back to the wise man in the forest, and he's like, meow, meow. Wise man is saying, "So what now?" He said, "Again disturbance. My dear wise man, it's big problem. I have so many dogs going after me. They're attacking me day after day. This life is terrible." He said, "So which benefit I can give you?" He said, "Make me a dog, please." He was going on like that for several times more, then finally he became a tiger one day. When he became a tiger, then Saint was thinking that he pleased finally the mouse, who became cat, who became dog, who became finally tiger, and he gave him a gentle smile. And then tiger, he didn't give a smile. He was very serious, and he wanted to attack Saint. And then Saint was asking him, "What are you doing? You're watching me strangely. Why you want to attack me?" And he said, "Because I'm a tiger. I'm eating everything what has flesh and meat. That's my duty. And you look as a good meal." And then, wise man figured out that actually he didn't give a great benefit to that mouse. And he told very, very famous words, right? Punar musiko bhava. This is what he mentioned at that time. And mouse became mouse again. Actually, tiger became mouse, who was originally mouse. and actually, that's our reality. We need to be who we are. We need to accept who we are with full heart, instead of trying to pretend to be something else. Whether we are talking about just society or neighborhood or temple project or big project like Mayapur or any other project, we need to see where we are fitting well, where is our place. Not to be ashamed if We are doing just the cleaning service in the temple, because if we do this proper cleaning, we can go back to the spiritual world. It's not what we are doing, it's actually how we are doing that service. How we open heart towards Krishna. How much we are keeping for ourselves, how much we are giving to Krishna. That's the most important thing. And the last story, it's something that also I heard recently. That's a story about the lawyer. You know, how much far we go in those days without pretending. And this is a true story, actually. You know, there was a lawyer, and his business was going really slow. You know, he was struggling. One day he's coming in office, and there is the man sitting in front of him, and he was dressed nicely, and the lawyer was thinking, wow, good customer came, good client. Now I need to show myself in the proper light. So he just told man, wait a minute, and he grabbed his phone, and he was pretending that he's talking to someone. He was telling, yes, no, I'm coming. I cannot go in Thursday, I'm sorry, I have some big case, but I can maybe, let me try to squeeze Friday maybe to come. No, Saturday I'm busy. So please, what did you say? How many people? You know, he was pretending like 15-minute speech in front of this man who was just, you know, peacefully sitting there and waiting for him to finish. And then when lawyer finally finished his theater, he was saying, boom, okay, so now, sorry, how I can help you, sir? I don't have much time, but please just let me know fast. And he said, no problem, sir. I'm from the phone company. Your phone is not working. We came to fix it. Wow, that was embarrassment of the life. And this is how every our small, medium, or big cheating will end up on the end. We are going to be exposed. So ultimately, the best path, my dear devotees, is to just be honest and truthful all the time. Otherwise, you know, being like this lawyer on the end of this story, it's not really pleasant situation to be. And that mark stays for a very long time on the forehead, and it's not easy to delete that and to clean that. Some of us, we need that mark because we cannot stop to control mind, but those who are intelligent, those who are smart, instead of trying to be perfect brahmanas, use that intelligence to be the truthful and just to be simple servant of the Vaishyas. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaura Pramanande. Hari Hari Bol. If anybody has any question or comment, please. Yes, Prabhu.